it needs to be hard for people to remain unvaccinated. Right now, it's kind of the opposite. It's fine. I mean, it's easy if you're unvaccinated. You can do everything you want to do anyway. But at some point, these mandates by workplaces, by schools, I think it will be important to say, hey, you can opt out, but if you want to opt out, you have to sign these forms. You have to get twice weekly testing. Basically, we need to make getting vaccinated the easy choice. That is what it's going to take for us to actually end the pandemic.
Yeah, you should be ostracized. You should be driven from polite society because you're a threat to the people who've been vaccinated. The vaccines are totally foolproof. They work really well. They'll save your life. But somehow unvaccinated people are still a threat to your life. Not sure how that works, but it's true. So that was a guest on CNN. But as a channel, CNN shouldn't have a position on whether you should take medicine or not because it's a news channel. It's not a health agency.
So here's what we're going to do. Okay, we're going to file FTC complaints. That's what we are going to do. I've already done mine. You're going to do yours. And here's how. Here's how. You can go to randirhodes.com, click on the homework link. The very first link in the homework is how you can file an FTC complaint. Okay? And then you're going to click on reportfraud.ftc.gov, okay? It's a clickable link in the homework today. And there are instructions. It'll walk you right through the process, okay? You're going to click on I can give you the address now if you want to type it down or if you want to write it down, I'll give it to you right now. It's easier to just go to randirhodes.com and click on the homework section and the first link, because then it'll take you right to the page you're looking for, okay? But the link is https://reportfraud.ftc.gov// right? That's why I'm telling you to use the link in the homework. When you get to that page, and these instructions are included, when you get to that page, click on Report Now. Then you'll get a menu and you click on Health. It'll be in the column on the left. Then you're going to click on Fake or Misleading Cure in the column on the right. That will pop up. It's going to ask you, did you pay money for this? You're going to say no. And then it's going to ask the date that you first heard the complaint, the first time you heard the fraud. You're going to write, you could write today's date if you want, if today is the first day that you heard what I just played, or you could write April 13th, because that was Tucker Carlson's big lie on vaccine date. For the company, you're going to put, well, it might ask you the name, okay? You're going to put Tucker as the first name and Carlson as the last name. And for company, it will be Fox News, owned by Fox Corp. These instructions are in the homework. The address is 1211 Avenue of the Americas, New York, New York, which is 6th Avenue in New York. And the phone number is 212-301-3000. The website is foxnews.com. And then it's going to ask for your information. Put in what you feel comfortable with. I put in my first and last name. I put in my home address. I did it all. And then you click submit and you're done. This will take you less than 5 minutes. This will take you less than 5 minutes. The complaint, you get to complain because of the COVID-19 Consumer Protection Act. The lies that are on Fox News are documented by fact checkers. Fact checkers at the Washington Post, fact checkers at Snopes, fact checkers at the New York Times, fact checkers at MediaMatters.org. Okay? Fact checkers. So you are completely within your rights to file this complaint about fraudulent, bad, dangerous information. Because in December of 2020, we enacted a law under the previous administration that makes it unlawful for a corporation or individual, quote, to engage in a deceptive act or practice in or affecting commerce associated with the treatment, cure, prevention, mitigation, or diagnosis of COVID-19. Now, you could do this for Twitter if you find stuff on Twitter. You could do this for Facebook if you find posts on Facebook. Of course, you're going to have to link You're going to have to get the link for whatever it is you're reporting. But for this particular complaint, this is Fox News. This is Tucker Carlson. This is his contribution to a freaking pandemic in the United States of America. Something that has not happened here since 1918, but is now happening. And he is lying about it. He is literally lying about it, telling you, couching things in very extraordinarily parsed statements to make you believe that there's been 12,000 deaths from the COVID vaccine. Utterly false. Then they pare it down in the next sentence. Well, that's globally, and those are potential cases that they're looking into to see if globally 12,000 people died because of the COVID vaccine, any of them. Then they say they were looking into 6,207 cases here in the United States, but they've already completed their review of those 6,207 and found 3 might possibly be connected to Johnson & Johnson's vaccine, but they don't know yet. That's number one. Number two, we've given 335 million vaccines in this country. We have lost 609,000 people to COVID, and possibly 3 people had some adverse effect from a Johnson & Johnson vaccine that the Center for Disease Control is still looking into. 335 million vaccines given, and they're looking into 3 possible. I mean, and he reports it so ass backwards so that people will say no to protecting their communities, to protecting their children, to protecting schools, to protecting businesses, to protecting healthcare workers. Oh my God. And Joe Biden is like, well, even Fox News is now urging their viewers, even Fox News. Joe, you know what this reminds me of? Back in the day when Hillary Clinton was running against Donald Trump around 2015 or so, it became very obvious to me that Facebook had these sit-downs and offered them to both campaigns. Offered classes, instructions from Facebook experts for Hillary Clinton's campaign and for Donald Trump's campaign to utilize Facebook as a platform for their campaigns. And Hillary Clinton said no. She wasn't interested in using Facebook for her campaign. And Donald Trump said yes, and dispatched Steve Bannon and the Mercers, and Cambridge Analytica was created, a fake company, all to put up a psychological profile test that could suck from a user, not just their friends, but their friends' friends, and exponentially build a database for that campaign to promote whatever swill they wanted to promote to people whose friends were similar to them and their friends who were similar to them. And Hillary said no. Joe, I'm telling you right now, Fox News is not your friend. And even though Sean Hannity sat on his show the other night and said maybe you should get the vaccine, start taking it seriously, does not mean that Laura Ingraham or Tucker Carlson or Fox and Friends, even though Fox and Friends, they're divided. One guy, the douchey guy, is saying get a vaccine, and the other guy is saying don't. Take this seriously, please. I have been up on Capitol Hill, and that is why I've met you, Mr. President. In one of my efforts to sit down with the Senate in one of their Thursday conference meetings, that's when I met you. And why was I there? I was there to talk to you about the influence of thousands of hours of conservative talk media versus the 1 to 4 hours that people like me get access to by the biggest companies, and how dangerous this all was. And you know when that was? That was in 2003. Take this seriously. Don't have time to listen to the live show? Want to hear more on your schedule? Go to RandiRhodes.com and buy a stinking podcast.